Bienvenidos, welcome to Spain on a Fork. First of all, I hope that you're keeping safe out there and you're taking care of yourself, but more importantly, that you're staying fabulous at the same time. Anyways, today we have a great recipe. We are making a delicious 3-bean Spanish paella. This recipe is loaded with flavors. It's got a lot of different textures thanks to all the beans, and it's super easy to make. Folks, once again, like I always tell you, this is what it's all about. Making simple recipes where less is more, but then you take that first bite and it packs some serious flavor. Now, speaking of flavor, what flavors a paella is the sweet smoked Spanish paprika. You know how much I love this stuff. And the second one is the saffron. This is the essence of a Spanish paella, so make sure to use the high quality stuff. You'll find links where you can get these 2 must-have ingredients in the description box below. So let's just dive right into this recipe. I'm gonna grab a paella pan. The size of this one is 12 inches in diameter. Heat it with a medium-high heat and add in a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. After heating the olive oil for 1 minute, I'm gonna season it with sea salt and add in about 25 green beans. I cut these into 2-inch pieces. And start mixing the green beans around with that extra virgin olive oil. You wanna mix this continuously, that way they don't burn and they all cook evenly. About 2 minutes after adding the green beans into the pan, I'm gonna add in half of an onion that I finely diced. And continue to mix these ingredients around with that extra virgin olive oil. After another 2 minutes and those onions are nice and translucent and developing a light golden color, I'm gonna add in 4 cloves of garlic that I finely minced. And we're gonna continue to mix all the ingredients together. We're only gonna go between 20 to 30 seconds. You don't wanna overcook the garlic. You want it to be nice and aromatic. Then I'm gonna add in a generous 1/2 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika and a 1/4 teaspoon of saffron threads. And we're gonna mix all these ingredients together. Like I always tell you, when you add in paprika into a hot pan, you wanna mix it quickly, that way it doesn't get a bitter flavor. Then I'm gonna add in 1/2 cup of canned tomato sauce. You can substitute this for 1 fresh tomato that's been finely grated. Add in 1 cup of canned chickpeas. I rinsed these beforehand. And 1/2 cup of pre-cooked frozen lima beans. If you can't find these in your area, you can just use the canned ones. Season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we're gonna continue to mix these ingredients, that way they're all evenly mixed around. About 1 minute after adding the tomato sauce into the pan, I'm gonna add in 1 cup of Spanish round rice. If you can't find this in your area, you can substitute it for either medium grain rice or arborio rice. And continue to mix this together, that way all the ingredients are evenly mixed together. Once everything's well mixed, I'm gonna add in 3 cups of vegetable broth. The one that I'm using is homemade. You'll find a link on how to make it in the iCard above. And we're gonna get in there and give it 1 last mix. That way all the ingredients are evenly spread out. After this step, you don't wanna mix the rice again, otherwise it disrupts the way that it cooks, but you can always give the pan a quick shake once in a while. Ten minutes after adding the broth into the pan, and you can see a lot of that broth is starting to incorporate into the rice. I'm gonna lower this to a low to low medium heat and simmer it between 4 to 5 minutes or until all the broth has been fully incorporated. Once there's virtually no broth left in the pan, it's time to achieve that sokora, which is that layer of caramelized burnt rice underneath. I'm gonna hit this to a medium-high heat and go between 60 to 90 seconds. Then I'm gonna remove the paella pan from the heat and cover it with some foil paper and a dishcloth, and we're gonna let this sit here for about 5 minutes. This is such an important step when you're making a paella. This is what finishes cooking up all that beautiful rice. After about 5 minutes, I'm gonna uncover the paella pan. And look at that beautiful paella, so many beautiful colors and textures. I'm gonna sprinkle it with some freshly chopped parsley, give it a try, and let you know how it turned out. I'm telling you, the aromas in this kitchen are absolutely beautiful. Cannot wait to try this. Here we go. Absolutely delicious, so many great flavors. But first things first is that rice. It's perfectly cooked through. So important when you add that broth into the pan and give it that quick mix. Don't mix the rice again, otherwise it disrupts the way that it cooks. That's for the flavors, that sweet smoked Spanish pepper, that saffron, those beans that add an incredible texture, along with that beautiful sopra. Such an incredible paella. Easy to make, very basic ingredients. Comes together in about 40 minutes. Serve this next to a bottle of Spanish Rioja for the ultimate experience. Really quick before I go, a shout out to one of my patrons, Joan Killico. Once again, Joan, thank you so much for all your support. I truly appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon, consider becoming one. It helps me with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.